Good evening and welcome to our live streamed anniversary auction. It really does mean the world to me and our team here at Impact City FC that you've decided to join us tonight. Tonight is really a significant event because 1 year ago, at an event much like this, granted we were all in person in a room, we announced that Impact City FC would be born. Tonight is a celebration of what God has done, a celebration of that dream becoming a reality. And I'm so grateful that you're here tonight. I'm so grateful for your participation with us over the first 12 months of our existence. We're going to have a great time tonight. We've got some auction items that you can begin bidding on even now. We've got some ways that you can give towards specific needs that we have as a ministry. But we also have a chance to share stories and videos of great things that God has done and what you're a part of every time that you invest and give and support the ministry of Impact City FC. I know we're going to be waiting on a few more people to join us here. And so before we get into the full-on presentation, I want to give you just a couple things to help our night go really, really well. The first thing is participate. As you're listening to the live stream tonight, I want to invite you even now to download that HandBid app to begin scrolling through the trips and vacations and the memorabilia and the gift baskets and the donor items, all of those things there. Begin familiarizing yourself with the HandBid auction site. You're going to have a chance for some friendly competition with some other people who are joining us during this event. So I want you to participate tonight, whether it's through your bidding, your giving, or even thinking of other ways that you might be able to be involved. And the second thing that I want you to remember is to pray. See, tonight, even as we're sharing what God has done and where we're headed into the future, you can begin to ask the Holy Spirit how He might have you to be involved. There are so many different ways, but specifically how He might have you to give and be a part of this ministry going forward. See, we can't do this alone. This is not a staff thing. This is an us thing. With your participation tonight, we can reach more people with the love and message of Jesus. Players, families, and coaches, lives can really be transformed because of your participation tonight. And so we're going to have some giveaways in just a minute, and we're going to get into the thick of the rest of this presentation. But while we're waiting for a few more people, I want you to enjoy some images from this past year. Hello, and thank you for joining us for our live streamed anniversary auction tonight. Whether you're watching on your own, on your favorite couch, wherever you might be, or whether you're with a small group of friends in a watch party, I just want to say thank you for being here. We've got a fantastic night planned, and if we haven't had the chance to meet yet, my name is Aaron Deloach, and I am the founder and president here at Impact City FC. 12 months ago, we stepped out by faith to begin this brand new organization, really with the heartbeat to impact the soccer culture in cities everywhere. And I gotta tell you, it is beginning. It is happening already. From our first location in St. Louis to at the beginning of this year, stepping out to start a brand new location in South Florida. God is on the move, and every time that you participate here tonight, you are a part of what he's doing. And so we've got some things that we want to do tonight. We've got some things that we actually want to give you. We want to get this party started right, because tonight really is a celebration of a dream becoming reality. And so if you've registered and you've got a ticket, you've got a paddle number, we're going to raffle off a few items tonight, all correlated to your paddle number, okay? And so first, I want to give away an Impact City FC t-shirt and hat, and maybe even throw in a water bottle or something. So we've got this nice Nike hat, great gear. It's sweat-proof, waterproof. It's fantastic, looks good, feels good. We've got a great Impact City FC t-shirt, and we're going to even throw in a water bottle there for you. And so lucky number, let's see who wins this first giveaway. Lucky number 122. Lucky number 122. All right, if that is you, if you've got number 122, we are going to go ahead and email you, and we need two things from you. We need your t-shirt size, as well as your mailing address, and we will ship that right to your house. And all the giveaways tonight, we are going to do that very same thing. So we'll email you, you give us your size, and we'll ship it straight to your house. All right? Now, talking a little bit more about Impact City FC and why we exist. Many people talk about what problems do you solve as an organization and finding out what those things are. And I want you to consider this question tonight. What is the biggest problem in our world today? Is it clean water? Is it world hunger? Is it a political divide? Is it racial unrest? Is it sex trafficking? What is the biggest problem in our world today? Many people would point to those things, and I would say, yes, those are all massive problems. But the biggest problem of all is that people do not know Jesus. And what we found here at Impact City FC, why we've set out to exist, is because 4 out of 10 people in the world participate in soccer. 4 out of 10 people in the world participate in soccer. It is a fantastic tool to reach the world. People from all walks of life, from backgrounds, from different religious backgrounds and different socioeconomic backgrounds, male and female, all people enjoy the game of soccer, and soccer for us is simply a tool to help make Jesus known, to make God known in the earth. And we are excited to solve that problem together here at Impact City FC. And we're beginning to see transformation happen. And because of your participation tonight, you are a part of that in the lives of pro players and youth players, and grassroots inner city players, and in people in countries you'll never even go to through our missions experiences. I want to share with you just one quick story tonight of a life that has been transformed all through the game of soccer, and how they've come to know Jesus and begun to serve the city and change the world. Check out this story from my friend Riffin.
My name is Riffin Kajengu, and I was born in the Democratic Republic of Congo. I was 4 years old when I first fell in love with soccer. Using a ball made of plastic bags and goals from sticks, I was able to find an escape from the pain of poverty I faced each day. Little did I know how influential the game would be on my life. At the age of 8, a violent civil war gave my family an opportunity to find safety in the States. When we arrived, I met a neighborhood coach who cared more about me as a person than as a player. He inspired me to pursue my education, grow in my faith, and opened doors for me to play club soccer. Eventually, I earned a chance to play college soccer and even had professional tryouts. It was a dream come true. Now as a coach, I'm developing players and helping them discover their purpose so that they can become leaders who serve their city and change the world. Knowing that there's another kid out there just like me motivates me to use the beautiful game to make an internal impact in the lives of others. Together, we can change the game.
with your gift of $3,000 tonight, you can place a coach just like Riffin in the lives of 15 youth players for 1 year. See, Riffin's story as a coach, he didn't start as a coach. He started as a player whose life has been changed and transformed. I want you to know that this year alone, in our first year of existence, we now have 247 youth players that are impacted each week through Impact City FC. That's in St. Louis and the beginnings here in South Florida. That's a pretty amazing number. That number of lives don't get impacted in a great and strong way without great godly coaches. And so your gift tonight of $3,000 places a coach for a year. Your bidding tonight on auction items places a coach just like Riffin in the lives of young people. But these coaches are moving into the city in different ways as well. It's not just through our youth club. It's also through our new City Reach program. Our City Reach program serves urban youth in underserved communities, specifically refugee and immigrant communities, much like the one that Riffin grew up in. See, young people who are today's players, and they don't have a vision for the future, but they can grow up to become tomorrow's leaders and begin to serve their city and change the world. And that is really our vision. That's what we want to see. And one of the things that I know about leaders is that you can't be a great leader until you first learn to be a great follower. And we believe that following starts with following the greatest leader who's ever walked the face of this planet. That is Jesus Christ. So we want to introduce all of our players, whether they're youth players or grassroots players through our City Reach program, or pro players that we're reaching through chaplaincy. We want to introduce them to Jesus and then help them grow as leaders, and then give them opportunities to give their life away through our missions experiences. I'm so excited about our youth club growing in St. Louis and all the things happening there, our youth club beginning to grow in South Florida now that we can get on the field again, and our City Reach program in the neighborhood, in the Hodemont neighborhood in St. Louis, and the Little Miami neighborhood, the Little Haiti neighborhood in Miami, excuse me. We've got a whole group of young Haitian men that hang out there, and believe me, it feels a lot like Haiti, and you better be speaking Creole when you show up, right? But we have the opportunity to interact with them each and every day. Now, these 247 players that we're dealing with throughout every single week, that's a significant number. But I started to do a little bit of math, thinking about the coaches and the chaplains and the investment that they've made. In just this year alone, since we announced that we were going to begin last November, we've invested 4,700 direct hours of ministry into the lives of players. I know that number might seem a little out there at this point, but what that really breaks down to is one person working a full-time job 52 weeks a year for 2 years. That amount of hours has been invested this year into the lives of players, pointing them towards Jesus, helping them grow as leaders, and giving them opportunities to serve the world. It's a pretty significant number. But my favorite number that I want to share with you tonight is the number 51. This number 51 is come to be more than a number for me. 51 players have made decisions to follow Jesus this year because of the ministry of Impact City FC. Because of your investment, because of your giving, because of your support, 51 new lives are in the kingdom of God. Their names are written in the Lamb's Book of Life, and that is just the beginning for them. We believe there is so much more that our coaches want to pour into these young people. But I'm so excited about that number. You see, we know that there's a whole group of people who will never step foot in the church, but will step foot on the field. And we have the opportunity through an excellent soccer product to interact with them and intersect their lives and really point them towards Jesus. So I'm so excited to share these stats with you, but stats are just stats. There are names like Alex and TJ and Diego, names that I know are now written in the Lamb's Book of Life that I am so excited about. As we move forward tonight, I want you to know that it's not just youth players that we impact. It's also professional players. And we're going to have a chance to hear from one of those professional players a little bit later on tonight as our keynote speaker joins us. But I want to do one quick giveaway before we go on, because you've been sitting pretty tight, and I want to make sure that you get something here tonight. And so we're going to give away an Impact City hoodie, as well as an Impact City beanie to go with it. And so we've got one more giveaway. If you've got your paddle number out, I want to give you just a chance. Number 136. Number 136. If that is you, we will email you looking for your shirt size as well as your mailing address, and we'll get that sent off to you in just a little bit. Okay? It's pretty amazing what God has done among us just this year, in a COVID year, when you can't really even get out on the field. And I've loved how our club coaches and teams have really transitioned and went to Zoom training through the spring to really continue to invest in the lives of young people. But I believe there's more. I believe that God wants to multiply our impact and our reach into the future. And see, tonight is all about setting us up for that future. And the truth is that ministry does take money. And so as you bid tonight on your auction items, know that your giving and your investment is supporting life change that's going to happen into the next year. See, tonight our goal is to raise $25,000 or more. $25,000 or more. And I want to read you what your giving does. See, your gift of $25 tonight can provide a soccer ball that can connect with someone who maybe would never step foot in the church, and they could be introduced to Jesus. Your $50 donation tonight can provide weekly snacks for our City Reach program. Your $150 donation tonight can scholarship one player for a week of summer camp. Your $500 donation tonight can help one inner city youth participate in our City Reach program for a year. Your $1,500 donation tonight scholarships one club player for a year. Your $3,000 donation tonight, like we've already spoke about, places a coach like Riffin in 15 players' lives for 1 year. And your $5,000 investment in Impact City FC tonight places, trains, and resources a chaplain for 1 year. There it is, guys. We need your help. We need you to participate. We need you to jump in and make this life change possible, to see the mission and vision of Impact City FC, not only in St. Louis and South Florida, but to see it stretched into 10 cities over the next 5 years. We need your help. So we've got some great auction items I want to feature for you. If you're in that Handbid app, you can just swipe on over to that sports memorabilia tab. You'll find all sorts of things in there. But one of the things I want to highlight for you is some football items, right? Not the real football, American football items, okay? So we've got 3 autographed helmets that are really fantastic items: Dan Marino, Joe Montana, and that Super Bowl autographed helmet from Patrick Mahomes from the Kansas City Chiefs. We'd love for you to take a look at that. Your investment there helps us to be able to do those things that we need to do as a ministry into the new year. So check those things out. There's also a football jersey in there, number 12 for the Jets. If you know his name, make sure you go out and bid on that item, okay? Want to get into the next portion of our time tonight. We promised that we would have a keynote speaker, and we've got U.S. men's national team midfielder and captain. We've got Inter Miami midfielder Will Trapp, who's prepared a message for us to share just a bit of his journey of faith and football. So I want you to sit back, relax, and take these words in.
Hey guys, I'm Will Trapp, midfielder for Inter Miami CF and the U.S. men's national team. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys for attending this, albeit COVID live stream in a way for us all to gather as followers and believers of Jesus Christ. And I think it's been pretty amazing, pretty exciting to see how he's been working through my life, not only on the field, but off the field. So a story for me from a faith perspective is in 2017, I was called in to play for the U.S. men's national team, and I was actually cut from that camp a week early I didn't actually even get to play in the games that were scheduled. And I remember sitting there, I got a journal, and I'm writing in this journal after, and I was like devastated because it was something where I worked really hard to get there. I felt like this was now the time for me to grab hold and really take my chance. And it didn't pan out. And I was stuck there wondering what could be, what I should have done differently. And I remember praying. I remember sitting there thinking and praying like, wow, what's going to come next? I don't know what's going to come next, Lord, but I need you now. I need you to sustain me, to lift me up, to help me understand that this is a part of your will and not my will. And sure enough, a year later, I kid you not, a year later, I captained the men's national team 9 times in the same year. We played against the eventual world champions, France, and tied them, and I got to lead my country out onto the field, which was something a year prior I would have never even considered possible. So for me, that's one of the most formative anecdotes in my life of looking at, wow, here's a time where I wanted something and it just wasn't God's timing. And in his perfect timing, he does things that far exceeded what you thought was possible. And in a big way, I guess I'll start my story by sharing that I was raised Orthodox Christian, Greek Orthodox, very ritualistic, very old school, you could say, from the sense of how faith is expressed. And it was something that I never had that genuine spark connection, right? With, okay, I believe these things, but I don't know if I feel these things. And it wasn't until I signed professionally in Columbus, Ohio, where I'm from, with the Major League Soccer team there, and I met Jim Schmicke, who's the team chaplain through Athletes in Action. And Jim made spirituality and Christ and a life in Christ as a footballer something practical, something real, something I could grab onto. And that was really the first time I felt, okay, this is something I can see played out daily, not just on Sundays. And through that, I met my wife. We started going to a non-denominational church in Columbus, and things just started snowballing in the right direction in terms of getting to know Jesus more, getting to really understand what that relationship looks like and feels like, and how it permeates into your relationships with others. But I would say that my weekly meetings with Jim on Thursdays, from a team chaplain perspective, really helped me as a soccer player. Because 2 days later, I'm stepping on the field as a professional athlete to now play a game where things are at stake. There's money at stake. There's results at stake. There's tons and tons of things that could be going through your mind. But what I found was Jim made it very accessible for me to just think about, okay, you're going to perform for an audience of one, and that audience is Jesus Christ. All the other things that go through your mind, while they might be helpful or hurtful or whatever they may be, they don't even touch the grace and the mercy that comes from your Savior that loves you so much. And I've been trying to take that message, trying to use those lessons that I've learned. And look, there's ups and downs and struggles, and you have triumphs as well. But trying to use those lessons to help others and to try to be a leader for others. And every day is difficult. Every day is a new beginning to try to do that. But I think ultimately, if you have a resource and you have someone that you can turn to have those conversations with, it's invaluable for not only yourself, but also those around you. And Jesus, when you unleash him in your life, he starts to work and do things that truly are amazing, truly are amazing. And I know for myself and my wife and our 1-year-old son, the only reason we're here, the only reason that we feel like we have somewhat of a grip on reality is the fact that we're anchored in Christ. And that's been huge and hugely pushed upon by people like Jim, like pastors in our life. And I would encourage all of you to not only seek those people out, but start to understand and start to really be curious about how those relationships in your life can be affected by someone who's perfect, like Jesus. And the way he works, the way he is grace-giving and merciful, I'm telling you, there's special things in your lives. So for those parents out there, I know you guys have young kids that are just finding their way through the early parts of their soccer careers. And something that I've found now as a professional that I wish I knew at that stage in my life is this idea of servant leadership. And I think Jesus came to be a servant for us, which is pretty incredible that the God of the universe took bodily form and served people. But I think oftentimes in sports, especially, it's the boisterous, loud commander that is assumed the leader, right? And what I've found, and something I've tried to adopt, and look, I fail probably all the time doing it, is this idea of trying to leverage your skills to help the group. And it's a team sport, right? Soccer's a team sport where leaders can come in many different forms, but oftentimes the ones that are overlooked but have probably the greatest impact are the servant leaders, the ones that sit there and say, okay, how can I make my teammates better? How can I, instead of going to score for myself, provide this assist for my teammate? And that's something for me that I think I wish I had learned and thought about as a younger player, of just how can I serve my teammates? How can I serve the group today to make us all successful instead of just thinking about myself? Lastly, I just want to say a huge thank you to Impact City. The words and the things and the actions you're doing really and truly do make an impact. And the more we can spread the message of Jesus Christ, the more we can spread the good news to young athletes, to parents, and to the rest of the world, the better we all will be. And in a time where we need to be more connected than ever, truly the work that you guys are doing, it warms my heart and it makes me want to continue to be a part of it. So thank you to what you guys are doing, and God bless.
Well, don't you love Will's story? Did you enjoy hearing from him and his journeys of faith and football? One of the things that I love is that his story directly crosses paths with chaplaincy, something we've been able to provide in St. Louis over the last year, or more than that, even before we officially became Impact City FC. And there are pro players' lives who are changing, just like Will's, who come to know Jesus and begin to serve their world. And just this past year, I got to tell you, we've only been up for 1 year. We've got a chaplain in St. Louis. We've now got a chaplain in Miami. We've been able to place a chaplain in San Diego who's going to start in the next season. We've got a chaplain who's been serving in Hartford, Connecticut as well. And so we're already serving 4 professional clubs. And I want you to know that tonight, with your investment of $5,000, you can train, place, and resource a chaplain to serve a professional club into the future. There's over 20 professional teams in the first division and second division across the U.S. that do not have a chaplain, many of these guys who cannot participate and function in the local church because of their schedules. And we have the opportunity as Impact City FC to make an eternal impact in the lives of these players. So your investment tonight goes a really long way. And your bidding tonight goes a really long way as well. And we've got a very special item tonight, as Will just shared, as he's a member of Inter Miami, the newest MLS franchise. We've got a chance to highlight one of the auction items that we have. And so tonight I just want to feature this official Inter Miami team signed jersey. We're going to give this thing away tonight with your bid. The bid package there also includes 2 season tickets to any home game of your choice in 2021. These seats are right at the midfield stripe. They've got full access to the Northwest Club, which means unlimited food and drink and air conditioning and all of those things. And so just want to feature that item. You can go out and support Will and the team there at Inter Miami, whom we're already serving many of those players through chaplaincy. All right. As we look ahead, we believe that the best is ahead of us. As we dream forward over the next 12 months, we believe that there is more that God has for us, not just in St. Louis or in South Florida, but we believe there are more cities out there that God is calling us to. Typically, it's chaplaincy that leads the way. If there's an open door for us to serve God in that way in a city, then we'll look to find the right space to develop the youth club. And as we develop the youth club and enlist the right workers and raise the funds to enlist those workers, then we're able to add that City Reach program to reach grassroots players. And beyond that, then we're able to create missions experiences, which we weren't even able to go on this year, for coaches and for youth players and for pro players every single year. And so looking forward into the new year, we plan to head on down to Haiti during the month of March to be able to serve there and help grow a group of people who are starting to use soccer as a tool for ministry and raise up the next generation of disciples in a village that's known for voodoo worship. Honestly, it's a place where the island was dedicated to Satan. We've got the ability to go and continue to develop that ministry project in March, which we're so very excited about. We're looking to take youth players over the summer if it's safe and if we can get the right players down to South America, if that's a possibility, if families are wanting to do that. And then we know that we're going to take a mission trip to Los Angeles over the summer to be a part of a really big movement out there, as well as taking professional players to Israel in December. And so we're very excited about those things into the future. But beyond that, as I begin to dream forward and paint a bigger picture for you, we know that there are really 3 places we need to invest as an organization. The first is in people. Jesus said it best when he said that the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. And so we are praying for the Lord of the harvest to send us workers, people who love the Lord, who love people, who desire ministry to happen out in the fields, but are also gifted soccer players who've got a background at the game at the college level or higher. We are praying for God to bring us people, and we know that we're going to invest in people. As things continue to grow in St. Louis, we know that there will probably be a need to bring on a second soccer person to help support Eric, our director of coaching, and Blair, our club admin there. So we know that that's out there in 2021 as we continue to grow and develop that upper field and reach more people through the club. We know that that second person is out there. As we continue to develop the club here in South Florida, we know that there is a need for a director of coaching at our Palm Beach site. We've got one at our Broward site, but we know that as these things grow, we're going to need to enlist more workers, okay? And so we're going to invest in people in that way. And as God continues to open doors in other cities during the next year, we're going to look to place more directors of coaching to function in that youth club role and really love and serve kids and their families. And that gives us the opportunity to have a volunteer base to serve the least of these and then to go overseas. So people is the first way we're going to invest. The second is in facilities. If you are a member of Impact City FC and you're in the St. Louis area, or you're a donor who's been giving, you know that we've been working hard on this upper field project, and we've been able to get irrigation in and get all these things going so we can reach roughly 100 more players per week, which we are so very excited about. But that also comes with other challenges. We need to light that upper field, and how are we going to do that? There's some other facility things brewing in St. Louis that we know that we're going to look into and look to invest in. And so if you could pray with us, and as you give today, know that your giving is going to help support that infrastructure to reach more people. And the third way, moving into the next year, that we're going to invest is digitally. We know that not everybody's going to play in our club. Not everybody's going to be on the teams that we serve through chaplaincy. Not everybody's going to live in the neighborhoods that we're going to serve. But there is a whole group of people around the world who love the game of soccer, who might interact with us digitally, who we might have the opportunity to minister to digitally through social media and through a brand new product that we're creating called Train Like a Pro. Train Like a Pro is a video membership site that you're going to hear much more about over the next month. It's got discipleship pieces and workout pieces and tips and tricks from professional players. Players who have literally use these workouts to prepare them to play at the highest levels, and they're going to give us that content. We're going to record those videos and those workouts. Our first go at this thing is going to be released here in the next 4 weeks or so. So you're going to get your hands on that, get a chance to have your kid participate and train like a pro. But we also know that there are more videos and things that need to be added to that as time goes on and more workouts. And so we're going to do that over this next year. We're going to invest digitally. We're going to invest in our facilities, and we're going to invest in people because we know that it's people that really is going to carry this ministry moving forward. So if you're here tonight and you've heard all these things about Impact City FC and you've got this desire to be a part of it, I want to challenge you to be a part of it. I want to challenge you to continue to pray and ask God how He'd have you to be a part of it. And maybe you heard our total tonight, that our goal is $25,000 or more. I want you to know this, that maybe that seems like an insignificant number to you, depending on who you are and what your background is. As we move forward to start new cities and build out infrastructure, it takes about $75,000 to start a new city. And wherever we place a chaplain, like we've already mentioned, San Diego and Hartford has got new chaplains, we're going to be looking to raise that type of funding to support those new ministries in those cities and get those cities off the ground so they continually impact players, coaches, families, in an entire city. So I'd have you to consider a larger donation that could help us get towards that $75,000 mark to start a new city in 2021. See, these things, maybe they sound big to you, right? Maybe the number of 25,000 sounds big to you. I want you to know that your part that you can play is not insignificant. We've got another giveaway that we want to make, but I also want to highlight two opportunities. Two very special opportunities that no matter who you are, no matter what the size of your donation looks like, or the size of your bid, or the item that you want, or the item that you can't get, two very significant ways that you can play your part in what God is doing through Impact City FC. The first part is that you can join our Supporters Prayer Network. We believe that this ministry will be fueled by prayer. It will be undergirded by prayer, that nothing that we will be able to do will happen without prayer. We will do everything by prayer. So we're building a supporters prayer network. And when you think about soccer and you think about the supporters club that stands up in the stands and cheers on a team, they paint their face, they sing all game long, they're playing the drums, they're the ones who are at the airport when the team comes back after winning a championship at 3 a.m. They're the ones who are tailgating before the match comes in. They are with that club. Heart and soul, they are in. They are the backbone and the support that's needed for that team to succeed on the field. That's what our Supporters Prayer Network is. So you can become a member of that network by taking out your phone right now and texting ICFC to 31996. 31996. I know that number's going up on your screen as you're watching. Text ICFC to join that Supporters Prayer Network. We will email out once a month just the inside scoop of how you can be praying for the ministry here at Impact City FC and how you can play your part. The second very simple way that you can get involved is to become a citizen, okay? Citizen is a group of monthly donors. We've got some citizens who give $10 a month and some who give $2,000 a month. The amount doesn't matter. What matters is that we are building a foundation of prayer and monthly donors that can see this ministry move forward into the future. And so perhaps tonight you say, you know what, I can't bid on that item. I can't go to Vail. I can't get that item. I can't be a big donor to help a city start. I don't have that capacity. I want you to know that your $10 a month, your $15 a month, your $25 a month matters a whole lot in building a sustaining foundation for our organization that we can plan, that we can forecast, that we can budget into the future. And so before we go today, I just want to invite you to participate in one of those ways. Become a citizen. Join our Supporters Prayer Network. Make a donation. Bid on some items. And I want to feature just a couple more items and do one more giveaway before we go. All right? So let's start with the giveaway so you walk away with something tonight. This is our last one. Maybe you're going to get lucky tonight. We'll see what happens. We're going to give away some Impact City gear to number 135. Number 135. If that is your paddle number, we want to get you some Impact City gear. And every time you wear that, you have the opportunity to represent Impact City FC, to tell the story of what God is doing through the ministry here at Impact City. So number 135, look for an email from us. We'll get that to you. Okay? And I do want to highlight just a couple of those auction items. I know you guys have been bidding through there. We've got a great golf foursome. If you want to head down to Jupiter Country Club, there's that you can bid on. I know that things are moving there. We've got some great trips. You can head out to Vail, Colorado for several days. That item looks amazing. If you don't get it, I might get it. I'm excited about it. There's a night stay in Miami Beach at a hotel there. There's a beach house, a 6-day stay in Indian Rocks Beach that has been donated to Impact City. And so if you want to bid on those items, your bidding tonight really helps make an eternal impact in the lives of players. Your gift tonight helps us to impact people in cities everywhere, starting in St. Louis, in South Florida, and then other cities here in the U.S. And then even to be able to support this project down in Cap Haitian, Haiti, as we continue to invest in what's going on there and support those players. Your bidding tonight, your giving tonight, joining the prayer network, becoming a monthly donor, helps make all of this ministry possible. And we're believing that 51 number is going to be multiplied in 2021. That weekly impact of 247 youth players is going to be multiplied in 2021 because of your gift. We believe that the 4,700 hours of direct ministry investment is going to be multiplied as you give tonight and we enlist more workers into this ministry. We believe that we can go into all the world and make disciples, that we can baptize them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And so thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for your participation with us. Thank you for being a part of the Impact City FC family. We're going to leave the bidding open for another 15 minutes, okay? Another 15 minutes. So as you're fighting over those items, make sure you're getting your bids in over the next 15 minutes, and then the winners will be announced. We will alert you of your victory there digitally, and so that you know that item is yours. Those gift baskets in St. Louis, those are hot items. We're not shipping those outside of St. Louis, so hopefully you're a St. Louis person bidding on those baskets. There's a date night basket, a game night basket, all sorts of things that you can get your hands on. A gift card basket that I might go jump in on here over the next 15 minutes because I want my chance to win some of these items as well. We love you. Thank you for your investment in Impact City FC. We'll see you next time.